Welcome to the online captains meeting for Columbus Recreation and Parks Adult Basketball, and thank you for your participation in our program. Our leagues have grown tremendously, and we now have one of the largest adult basketball programs in the nation. Please pay close attention to the material in this meeting, and remember, it is your responsibility to share the information provided with your teammates. There are a few main duties of a good captain that will be discussed in this presentation. Submitting and managing your team roster, knowing all of the rules, understanding the zero tolerance policy, as well as your help in enforcing the rule, and finally, communicating with the office and knowing where to find additional information when needed. All team captains are required to submit an online roster prior to their first game. When league schedules are posted, you will receive an email with information on submitting your initial roster. Rosters must be submitted prior to the first game, and your team can be forfeited if a roster is not submitted. Rosters can be updated at any time throughout the season and can include up to 15 players. All roster submissions and changes are done by logging into the Quick Scores website. Always be sure to add players to your roster before they play in a game, not after. If a player participates in a game without being on the roster, he or she is considered an illegal player. We will now cover some rule highlights for the season. Columbus Recreation and Parks uses OHSAA high school rules with a few modifications. Games are 2 20-minute halves with a running clock. Teams are permitted 2 timeouts per half, and the clock only stops in the final minute of each half and during timeouts. There is no dunking in the C and D divisions. The complete adult basketball rulebook is located on our website. For CRPD adult basketball leagues, we offer 4 divisions of play for men and an open division for women. A is the highest and most competitive division for men, and D is the lowest. Teams choose where to play based on their appropriate skill level. Former college players are only permitted in the A and B divisions. Any former pro players are only permitted in the A division. Check league rules for a complete breakdown of divisions and eligibility. CRPD enforces jersey rules for all adult leagues. Teams must wear similar colored jerseys. All players are required to have a screen-printed jersey number. Tape or markers cannot be used to make a legal number. If a player does not have a proper number, they are assessed a uniform technical when they enter the game, and the opposing team is awarded 2 points. A uniform technical is also awarded if a team has 2 players with the same number. CRPD has implemented a score-out rule for all C and D leagues. The rule is in place to limit the scoring of individuals and keep certain players from dominating games in these lower-level leagues. Player point totals are capped based on what league they choose to play in. Once a player scores out, he can continue to play in the game, but he is no longer able to score any points. Players must gain eligibility in order to participate in postseason games. Players must be on a team's active roster and participate in at least 4 of the 8 regular season games to be eligible for the postseason. Stats pages are available online for captains and players to view. Player point totals are added each week. Please contact the sports office if you see any discrepancies. For postseason games, all players must check in with a photo ID prior to playing. If a player does not have an ID present, he or she will not be permitted to play. Other rule highlights. Occasionally, teams do not have enough players to play on a particular night. A forfeit is declared when a team fails to show up for their scheduled game without notifying the sports office. A default is when a team calls the office by 4:30 p.m. on the day of their game to notify us that they are unable to play that night. Both situations result in a loss, but a default can preserve playoff eligibility and can also prevent a team from being removed from a league. This also allows us to notify the opposing team. Teams can protest games, but keep in mind that all protests must be filed prior to the completion of the game and be accompanied by a $30 protest fee. Jewelry is not permitted while playing in CRPD leagues, with the exception of flat and smooth wedding bands. Alcohol, smoking, and illegal substances are also not permitted in CRPD facilities. Spectators are permitted in our facilities, but any children must be supervised by a non-player during game action. Appropriate behavior and sportsmanship is expected in CRPD adult leagues. If a player is ejected from a game for unsportsmanlike conduct and/or receiving 2 technical fouls, that player is suspended from all CRPD leagues and facilities for a minimum of 1 week. Severe infractions can result in suspensions of 1 year in length or longer. As a captain of a team, you are responsible for your players' actions. Checking a player who is losing his or her composure out of a game is often a good preventative tactic. If a team records 3 technical fouls in a single game, the game is automatically forfeited, and further action may also be taken against the team. If you need to contact the sports office for any reason, we can be reached in a variety of ways. The office phone number is 614-645-3366, and office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our website is located at www.crpdsports.org. Feel free to reply to any emails sent to you by the program supervisors throughout the season. We also provide consistent updates on our programs via social media, and you can locate us at the handles listed here. The online captain's meeting is now coming to an end. Be sure to communicate the information provided in this meeting to your players. The Columbus Recreation and Parks Sports Office would like to thank you for your participation in our leagues. Our program has continued to grow over the last few years thanks to captains and participants such as yourself. We pride ourselves in offering quality leagues in quality facilities. We encourage you to take part in occasional surveys that are sent throughout the year as we look to continually improve our leagues. It is now time for a fun and exciting season. Please visit the web address listed on the screen to complete your verification form. Thank you for your time, and good luck this season.